for my personally sponsored coaches, and she was doing it from her car at her son's baseball game or basketball game. And I kind of slid in here. We just got home from Chicago for the weekend. My daughter had ballet auditions, and I think that's the beauty of this business, is that it truly does work in our lives and it enhances our life. It's not something I do, it's who I am, and it's a piece of me, just like everything else is. And we make it work in our life in the way that fits and feels right for us. So whether that's doing a call in our car, or kind of sliding in and getting on the call when it's time, or whatever that might be, I think that's the coolest part about this business, is there are so many ways to build, and there isn't one right path, and it really does fit in your life in the way that feels the most right to you. And not everyone wants to build a superstar diamond business, and that's okay. Not everyone wants to just stay at diamond. They do want to build a big business, and that's okay too. I love that there are lots of different paths, and everyone can choose the path that works for them, and that path can change the longer you are a coach. So that's kind of the coolest part to me about this business, that and the fact that we get to change lives for a living. That's pretty cool too. So I'll give you a little bit of background on me, just for those of you that I haven't met, so we have some context, and we're kind of all in the same playing fields, because you might be like, who the heck is this girl and why should I listen to her? You don't have to listen to me, but I have. So I've been in the business for a long time, so I think that helps give me some context. I have been a coach longer than Shakeology, longer than Challenge Packs, and brace yourself, I was a coach before we had 21 Day Fix. I know it's hard to believe that we could actually have a business before 21 Day Fix, but I was a coach when we only had P90. I was coach before we had Insanity. We only had P90X, Yoga Booty Ballet, and I'm not sure what else. So in came Turbo Jam not long after that, and then in came Insanity, and we started to take off. But I've been with the business for a long time, long enough to see lots and lots of changes, and that's also giving me a cool perspective on where the business can start in our lives and where it can go. Because when I got in the business as a coach, and some of you might relate to this as well, the only thing I wanted to do, I really had no idea the potential and the possibility of the business. And the only thing I really wanted to do with it was be able to pay for the music that I purchased to teach my group exercise classes, buy some Nike shoes to teach my group exercise classes, and maybe start a little savings fund to try to get back to Disney World, because that's our happy place. And that was about all I could see. If I could do some of that, then it was going to be this was going to be an okay business for me. And I was, I was a group exercise instructor and a master trainer for Shalene. And it's interesting how one conversation can change the course of your life. We had moved to Waukesha, Wisconsin because of my husband's job, and we had joined the local YMCA there. I had a kindergartner, a preschooler, and a newborn. My husband had a brand new job. It was his first full-time head coaching position. He was not an assistant coach anymore. It was his first head coaching position at a school. I was in a town where I knew no one. All my two oldest were in school. I had this baby at home, not near really any family. My father had just passed away, and our dog had died. And here I was, thinking, where am I? All I could do was get up in the day and go work out. That was all I could. If I could get my workout in the morning, the rest of the day I could handle. And so I joined the local YMCA and I started working out. And about 2 months after I had been taking classes, the group fitness director sat down next to me. I was waiting for my girls to come down out of a lesson, and she sat down next to me and she said, I think you should be teaching classes, and I would like you to start in January. And this was in November. So that gave me about 2 months to have my freak out and figure out if I was going to do it. But that one conversation, I think you should be teaching classes, and I think you should start in January. That one conversation, those few words that to her were probably very nonchalant, not a big deal. That one conversation changed the rest of my life completely, carved an entirely new path for myself that I never had envisioned. I had been a high school English teacher. Teaching in some form is my heart and soul. But I just didn't know there were other classrooms besides in a high school classroom till I found fitness, that one conversation. So think about that when you get nervous to share Shakeology or to talk about a fitness program or to share this business with someone, because what might make you nervous or might even seem nonchalant to you, that one conversation could change the course of someone's life. I had no idea that sitting on that blue bench in the Waukesha, Wisconsin Family YMCA, that conversation would change my life, and it did. A very casual conversation. I started teaching. I became a master trainer for Shalene. Shalene developed Turbo Jam, and her one conversation with me, I think you should become a coach, continued to push me down the path that I was on and open even more doors. And again, it was one conversation that changed the course of my life. So if someone hadn't said to me, I think you should go into fitness, I'm not sure where I would be. And if Shalene hadn't said, I think this is a good option for you, this coaching thing, I'm not sure where I would be. Those are just small conversations that I had with people that changed my life. Now think about that and think about the conversations that we can have every single day. Why would we be nervous or anxious about having those conversations when we truly have the power to change someone's life? They may not take our option right then. They might not join our team or join our challenge group or whatever. But how do we know unless we ask? And how do we know that that conversation might not have a lasting impact? Because those two conversations changed the rest of my life. Got into coaching, had no idea what I was doing. I don't know how long some of you have been in business, but has anyone been in this business longer than 8 months? Awesome. In those 8 months, did any of you become Emerald, hit Success Club, share a challenge pack, do something that created some income from the business? Anybody? Because if you did that, you did more than I did in the first 8 months of business. I had no idea what I was doing. I had never owned a business. I truly had no idea what was happening here. So for 8 months, I did nothing. Would I love to have those 8 months back? Yes, I would. So don't waste the time that you're given in this business. I would. But it was still part of my journey, and I just didn't know what was sitting in my lap at the time. And I think that's valuable to remember too for our new coaches. Sometimes they just don't know what's sitting in their lap, and it's up to us to really share that with them, the potential of this business, because we see it now. We see what it can do for people. Finally, I had a conversation with someone else, another life-changing conversation, made the light bulb click, and I started working the business a little bit more. And we worked, and we were really the first team in Indiana. I think I was the first Beachbody coach in Indiana. We were the first team in Indiana, certainly the first Star Diamond team in Indiana, the first elite team in Indiana. And our team has been an elite team now 6 times. So there's only 2 other teams in the business that have achieved that. So it's a pretty big deal. And we thought we were doing pretty well. And then we got to a point where we kind of stalled out. And I was sitting at 9-star and I had stalled, and I was sitting there for a long time. And it's important to note that when I talk about that, I talk about me, because I was sitting at 9-star. It was not a team effort. And until I really switched my thinking and embraced the fact that this is called Team Beachbody for a reason, and not Julie Beachbody or Carl Beachbody or something else Beachbody, that we were in this together and we were on this journey together. And the only way this team was going to go further was if I got better. That's the only way we moved on into our journey towards being a superstar diamond team. Once we embraced that and got on that, it was all aboard, baby, and we were full steam ahead. I had some other pivotal conversations along the way with some of my mentors, some challenging sometimes conversations that I didn't always have the answers to, and that's also key, to have someone that'll ask you some questions and not always be comfortable with the answers, and not always be comfortable. Sometimes we just don't know the answers, and that's part of that personal development. But I know for certain that my team was waiting on me to get better and to embrace that this was a journey we were all on, and that certainly was not all about me. And when we hit Superstar Diamond Team last year, we hit it on April 15th in 2015, the 15th week of the year. So I think that it was probably meant to be at that time. It would have been cool if it would have been sooner, but that's not what our journey was. Our journey was meant to be at that particular time, because that's when we were ready for it. That's when we were ready for it. Along the way, I've kind of learned some lessons, and I'll share those with you. I've developed a little acronym called S.T.O.P, S-T-O-P. And if you'll write those letters down, I'll tell you what they mean to me, and maybe they'll mean something to you as well. Because I think in this business, we see a lot of recognition, and recognition is awesome, but we also see a lot of people doing a lot of amazing stuff, and it seems really, really fast. Why are they doing all this stuff really, really fast? And it took our team a long time to get to Superstar Diamond Team, and I wouldn't trade 1 minute of that journey. And if you're building quick and building fast, that's awesome, but if you're not, your journey is your journey, your path is your path, and you'll get there when you're supposed to get there, because we weren't meant to be a Superstar Diamond Team until last year. We just weren't ready for it. So sometimes you got to work on yourself to get to that place that you want to be. So the first letter in STOP is S, and that stands for keep it simple. Keep it simple. Again, there's a lot of recognition. There's a lot of distractions. There's a lot of shiny objects out there. And our attention span, kind of as a culture, is about 2 seconds now. So there's a lot of stuff out there that can cause us to be distracted. And the more simple we can keep it, both for ourselves and for our team, the better off we will be. Keep it simple, number one. There's not a lot you have to do in this business aside from this. You have to do a workout every single day. And by a workout, I mean a program. I don't mean a hybrid. I mean a program. You better be in a program and doing it every single day. You need to drink a shake every single day. Period. It's not if you have time for it or if you can remember it. No, you have to drink a shake every day. You have to read a book every single day that will make you a better person, because by default, you'll become a better coach. So you need to read a book every day that will make you a better person. You need to share your journey with others and invite them to join you. That's what we do. That's what we do. We don't have to create websites. We don't have to create pretty graphics. We don't have to do amazing YouTube videos that are song and dance. We have to do a workout, drink a shake, read a book, share it, and invite people to join us. That's it. That's what we do. So all the stuff that you start turning your head at, and they're doing a website over here, and she's got this video over here, and she made this graphic, and she's taking her team on a trip, and it stopped. What do you have to do? A workout, a shake, a book, share it, and invite people to join you. If you do that, those become your small wins. Those become the stuff that adds up to a very strong foundation. And then at some point, maybe you want a website. At some point, maybe you want to do a video, because it becomes easier to do a video than to answer the same question over and over again. And that's okay. But we do not have to do that out of the gate. We work with an amazing company that does a lot of stuff for us. We don't have to do that. No one can do the workout for you. You have to do your own workout. You have to drink your own shake, and you have to read your own book. You have to go on your own social media and out in your own life and share that. But all the other stuff, Beachbody does a lot of that for us. You can find graphics for this and graphics for that. You keep it simple. And by default, that will mean your team learns how to keep it simple. That will also mean the folks who aren't even on your team yet will see you keeping it simple, and they will know that they can do it too. I heard someone say one time, when people ask you, how are you? We're all guilty of this. When people ask you, how are you? Does anyone on here ever say busy? I'm so busy. I'm so busy. I'm so busy. I'm so busy. Like it's a badge of honor. We're so busy. Well, here's the thing. Ain't nobody want more busy. Everybody's busy, and nobody wants more busy in their life. You know what they want? Simple. So if you bring on someone as a new coach, and you've got this website and this, and this, and this, and this, and all of a sudden they think they have to do all that, that is overwhelming. And you know what they'll do? But if all they have to do is commit to a program, drink a shake, read a book, share about it, and invite people to join them, now we're a whole lot more likely to get folks to join us on this amazing journey. And it is so amazing. We want as many people on this journey with us as possible. So that's S, keep it simple. T is be teachable. I don't love the word teachable. I really love coachable, but coachable is a C and doesn't work in my acronym. So we're going with T, which is teachable / coachable, because I like that better, but teachable. If you are hearing the same piece of advice over and over and over again from your upline or from other mentors that you have in this business, if you are hearing the same piece of advice over and over again, that means you have to take it. And if you're not being teachable. Think of where you were in this business a year ago. This is real talk here. If you were a coach a year ago, some of you might not have been, but if you were a coach a year ago and you are in the same place in your business that you were a year ago, if January 18, 2015 and January 2016 look exactly the same, you're not being coachable. Just is what it is. Yes, your path is your path and your journey is your journey. But if you are in the exact same spot that you were a year ago, you're not being coachable. That's just the bottom line. I listened to a piece of advice for probably 2 years and did not take it. And when I took that piece of advice, my business completely changed. The piece of advice that I kept hearing that I did not take, and it's why I'm so passionate about it now, was that I needed to do a home workout. Seems silly, doesn't it? Especially because a lot of people come in now and that's all they do is the home workout. But I was a fitness instructor and I was a master trainer. So my attitude was, why do I need to do a home workout? I'm actually training people to teach our programs. I work out like 25 times a week. I don't need to do a home workout. Well, guess what? Not everyone wants to be a fitness instructor and not everyone wants to be a master trainer. But everyone can push play in their basement or their gym or their living room. And we are a health and fitness company that sells home workouts. So if I'm not doing it, I'm not a product of the product. So I fought that for a long time. And when I finally took that piece of advice, I decided that PIO would be my program. Now, remember, I've been teaching PIO since the program was created. I'm a master trainer for PIO, and I have PIO lesson 1 on VHS tape. Okay, it's very different from how our PIO is right now. But I have the very first lesson of PIO on VHS tape, and we're on now like lesson 44. So it's been quite an evolution. But when that home workout program came out, I thought, you know what, that's the one I'm going to do because there's no impact. I'm so familiar with the format, and I can do this and still teach my classes because there's no impact. So PIO was the very first Beachbody home workout program that I completed. And doing that changed my business completely. It absolutely changed my business because now I was a true product of the product and not just talking about it. I was a product of the product. Shortly after that came Insanity Max 30. And if you follow me on social media at all, you've heard me talk about Insanity Max 30 because that program changed my life. Completely. It absolutely changed my life. And Sean in Max 30, and if you've not done Max 30, we may not be able to be friends because it's just such an amazing program. And in that program, Sean articulates better than I could at the time what my concept of exercise and fitness in life was. It kind of came from Shalene and it kind of came from me before then, that what we do in our workouts really does translate to our life. And I've always felt that, but I never could articulate it until Insanity Max 30 and listening to Sean talk about it and having that in my head every day at 5:30 in the morning. That's when I did the program, 5:30 a.m. in the morning, because I needed to get it in before I went to teach class. So I started my day with Sean telling me that exercise is life, telling me that I could do it, putting that in my head every single day. And if I had not been teachable, if I had not taken that advice, I wouldn't have been doing that program. And I wouldn't have had the life change that program gave me. So for you, it could be 21 Day Fix. It could be Hammer and Chisel, which is amazing, by the way. It could be any program. But you got to commit to a program. And for me, that was my teachable moment. For you, it could be something else. Take stock of what people are telling you. Take note of what you continually hear on the National Wake Up Call. Take note of what your upline coaches are telling you and what you're hearing from other leader coaches. Chances are it's a lot of the same stuff. And if you're not listening to it and implementing it, you're not being teachable. which means you'll be in the same place this time next year, and nobody wants to be that. It doesn't mean that you may have changed a lot of ranks, but you need to have changed inside, because that is the best part about this business for us. The only way we grow a team professionally is if we're growing personally. And the only way that happens is if we're coachable. So S is keep it simple. T is teachable/coachable. O is operate in your strengths. I bet that there is a piece of this business that you don't really love. It could be running reports. It could be checking Success Club points. It could be follow. I don't know, whatever it is. There could be pieces of the business that you don't really love. But I bet you there are pieces of this business that absolutely bring you so much joy, maybe even bring you to tears sometimes. You absolutely love it. And those are probably your areas of strength. So operate in those areas of strength. You know, we've had this team in Indiana for 7 years, and I've had a coach with me, one of my first coaches on my team who's been with me for that long, and her name's Rachel. And Rachel really, really loves technology. And I really, really, really don't. And Rachel really, really, really hates anything that would involve a microphone and standing on a stage. And I really, really like standing on a stage with a microphone. So when we do events here in Indiana, guess who does the technology and guess who stands on the stage? Rachel runs our tech because she would rather stick a needle in her eyeball than stand on a stage with a microphone. And I would rather stand on a stage with a microphone than try to figure out how to download a Super Saturday video. I have no idea. Operate in your strengths. If challenge groups rock your world, then that's where you should spend your time. Not making graphics or doing websites. What are your strengths? Think about them, because they're probably the piece of business that bring you the most joy. Operate in them. Side note, find a success partner. Find a success partner that has different strengths than you do, so that the two of you can complement each other. Some of you might know that Danielle Natoni and I are success partners and have been for now 6 or 7 or 8 months. And she has different strengths than I do. I have different strengths than she does. So that when we come together, it's a really cool combination. You need to find someone, it's kind of like your spouse. You know, my husband, especially as a football coach, he was a quarterback. He's extremely calm under pressure. He's very level-headed. And I am very not. I am very much the opposite. So we work together really well because we operate in our strengths. So a side note to operating in your strengths is find a success partner that complements you and your strengths, and then work together to become this one beautiful package that you can help each other do some really cool stuff. So that's O. And P, the last one, is this business will take three Ps: passion, persistence, and a lot of patience. Passion, persistence, and a lot of patience. Let's talk about the passion part first. When I meet you in person, so when I see you next year at Summit, or this year at Summit in Nashville, when we meet and we talk, your passion for Beachbody and what it is and what it does in your life should come out of your ears. It's so evident. That's how much you should love every bit of this business. That's how much you should feel like it's changing your life and changing the lives of those around you. That's how much passion you need to have for this business, because that's what this business is based on. Passion and loving what you do. And if this business does not bring you joy and you don't jump out of bed every day excited to get to it, then what are you doing? Change your perspective, because we are so lucky to have this in our lives. And it comes from following your passion. Your passion. You need to be persistent. You need to do the unsexy stuff, as Darren Hardy says, do the unsexy stuff that other people won't do. You need to do it on the days that you don't feel like it, especially on the days that you don't feel like it. Successful people don't have amazing skill sets. They just do the stuff that other people don't want to do, and they do them every single day. It's why our 3 vital behaviors are called vital and not when you feel like it or optional. They're vital for a reason. And the people that are successful are the people that do it every single day. If you were at Summit last year, I spoke with Anita Myron, and Anita talked about how she did her power hour every day for 3 years straight. Every day for 3 years straight. She did not miss a day for 3 years straight. Well, no wonder she has a wonderful, thriving business, because she did it when she didn't feel like it. She did it when no one else was doing it. And that's persistence. That's a deep-seated belief that even when you can't see it, that you know it's out there and you're going to stick with it. You're going to stick on the journey. You're going to make it happen. That's persistence. And you need a whole lot of patience for this business too. It is never, ever one workout or one shake or one live event or one social media post. Oh my gosh, I posted one time about my challenge group and no one messaged me. I'm a failure. What? No. It's never one anything. It is days and weeks and months and years of posting with consistency and being patient, working on yourself, working on ourselves, because again, remember, nothing in this business grows without us growing us first, working on ourselves and being patient a little bit with that journey and knowing that it's going to take some time. It's going to take time for people to start to see us as their health and fitness resource. It's going to take time for us to grow into our leadership capabilities. It might take time for us to figure out what are our strengths exactly and how do we operate in them. It might take time for us to find that success partner that complements us. It might take time for our team to believe in the power of this business and what it can do. It might take time for you to believe in yourself and that you are capable of amazing, amazing stuff in your life, of creating the life that you want to lead, that you design. That takes patience. It's not going to happen overnight because nothing really great ever does, and you know that. It's not a cliche, it's the truth. So the business takes passion. It should ooze out of your ears. You are your walking invitation. The way you live your life, who you are, what you do in your life, you are your walking invitation. You are your wear and share. Whether you have a shirt on or not, you are it. Your life is your wear and share. You need persistence and you need patience. So S is keep it simple. T is teachable. O is operate in your strengths. And P is passion, persistence, and patience. I guarantee you that if you utilize these, if you don't just take notes, but if you use the notes and you implement it in your life, and instead of just taking notes, you take action, I guarantee you, you can make this an amazing year. It is up to you. That's the most beautiful part about this business too, is what we do in this business truly is up to us. That can be frightening sometimes, but I think it's pretty darn powerful to know that we get to choose the kind of business, therefore the kind of life we want to have. We just took a Disney cruise over Christmas break. 7 years ago, we could not pay our bills. And last month we went on a Disney cruise that I paid for completely from Beachbody. That's pretty cool. And that's a whole lot bigger raise than I would have gotten as a high school English teacher. So this business can change our lives if we let it in our heart and if we allow it to do so. Don't just take notes. Take action. This is January of a whole new month, a whole new year. You've got lots of time to do amazing things if you start tonight. Joan, you want me to answer some questions?
Yeah, I would love for you to answer questions. Hold on, let me see if I can get this back to like gallery.
There's a chat. I see people chatting.
We can see everybody. All right.
Always makes me nervous.
In the chat, I need to keep it simple from Lindsay. Kelsey, this call is amazing. A good reminder to me. So if you guys have questions, you can go ahead and throw them in the chat right down here, and I can go ahead and read them. Okay,
Favorite personal development book.
To know what's your favorite personal development book?
Well, sometimes that depends on the what I'm reading right now. Sometimes the thing that I'm reading right now might be my favorite. So two of my favorites are the two by John Acuff that I like a lot. Start and Do Over. I like him. I like his tone. I like what he has to say. So I like him a lot. I like John Maxwell. John Maxwell's Laws of Leadership really fell into my life last year when I was doing Max 30, and it all felt like it was supposed to be in my life at the same time. They were really working together. So I like that a lot. Power of Habit, I read just a couple months ago and love that book. If you've not read Power of Habit, run to your bookstore and get that one. It's fantastic. Right now I'm reading Year of Yes by Shonda Rhimes, and I'm also reading a book called Why Should Anyone Be Led by You?
Hmm.
Which is kind of an unsettling question, which is why I need to read it.
By the way, kudos to you for getting up at 5:30 a.m. and doing max 30
Woo!
because, oh
Yeah,
my
that is, you know what? I figured if I could do that every day, there really wasn't anything else the rest of the day that could be any tougher than that.
Yeah.
So,
for me, it was Insanity. Insanity, the original, was what actually Ryan signed up as a coach before me, and I told him no, I wanted nothing to do with it. And I was in, a negative space. My dad had passed. I'd been laid off like 3 times. I, just was not a happy person. And I started doing Insanity, and I did it every single day. And I lost 30 pounds in 60 days. And what it was is it's so mental and physical that like it actually ends up being spiritual. And
for sure. I mean, I definitely shed some tears during match 3 in my basement by myself, and it wasn't because the burpees were hard, and they're hard. It was just because of what Sean was saying and how I was feeling, and knowing that if I could do that there wasn't anything else that I couldn't do. And I think that when you make that connection between, and that's what's so powerful about our business, is that because we are a health and fitness business, if you can do squats with 30-pound weights with Sagi, I mean, you're telling me you can't talk to someone about Shakeology? What? That's so crazy. Of course you can. Of course you can. So what we do in those workouts really, and I tell my classes that too, because I still teach group fitness. If you can handle this 60-minute turbo kick class, because my classes are not easy, just so you know. If you can handle the 60-minute turbo kick class, you can handle your 2-year-old having a meltdown in the grocery store. Everything we do in our workout translates to our life if we let it. They're not these little separate, Beachbody's not a little separate component, a little pocket in our life. It really is our life, and it's who we are as much as it is what we do, if we let it, because it does have the potential to change our life if we let it kind of seep into every piece of us. The personal development, the nutrition, the fitness, all of that just makes us feel so much better. How can we not just love every bit about it and then share it with others? Because it's not like there's a limited supply of Shakeology, or there's only so many hammer and chisel programs out there. There's plenty for everyone. So why would we not share that with people?
Awesome. So Bridget said, thank you for the reminders. Love your S.T.O.P acronym. Heather said, phenomenal call. I'm an English teacher too. Thank you so much.
Does anyone ask her, do people ask her when they email her if she's going to get out a red pen? I'm like, I haven't taught for 13 years. Like, are you getting out your red pen? I'm like, no, but don't make me need to, because I could. And my daughter's a communications major now, and my oldest one's a communications now in college. She's a communications major, and she's a phenomenal writer. I'm like, if you ever correct me, we're done. So if you're 20, doesn't mean you get to correct your mom.
Oh my goodness, we have a ton of English teachers.
Yay!
Kat said, Julie, you are a rock star. Thank you for sharing. This call just gave me so much energy.
Oh, yay!
I love that. So a couple things, you guys, seriously, take a second to ask a question if you have one. One of the things that I guess I had just a comment on, as you said, you were stuck at 9-star and then you went to 15-star. And so I'm 8-star currently. My goal is to be 15-star this year. And one of the major, and this is something that I told him, one of the major aha moments and learning things that I received is that it has to be a team effort. It cannot be just you. And towards, I don't know, when was that? Like August? Or it was probably right after leadership, actually. Late September. I was like, I just can't keep doing this, like trying to make everything happen myself. Like it's just, it doesn't work that way. It has to be a team effort. So how do you turn and say, hey team, let's do this together? Or how did you get everybody on the same page? Or, like how do you, I know how to change my thinking, because I have done that already. Even within us working the business, it's become our instead of mine and I, which it was for a while. So yeah, how do you do that? I guess is my.
Well, I think our team had a different, again, context than other teams, because we've been together for so long and we've really been in it since the beginning. So I have coaches underneath me who are my very first coach when I signed up, who've been in the business as long as I have. And then I've got these new coaches that are just coming in. So we have a real interesting dynamic, I think, on our team, which provides longevity and perspective, and fresh blood. So I think that makes us a little bit different than maybe some other teams. One of the biggest keys, I think, to our journey was continuing to bring in new coaches, continuing to bring in new folks on our team who were so passionate and fired up and driven about the business that it fired up everyone else as well. And then they really were waiting on me to get better. So when I started to work harder on myself and take all those pieces of advice that I'd been hearing and actually implement them and do the kind of the hard personal development stuff, I got a little bit better as a leader. Mm-hmm. And I don't ever want to say that I was a leader, because that's just a continuous, like, being a good parent. That's a continuous, those of you that have children, do you ever have a really good parenting moment? You look at your spouse, you look at yourself, you're like, nice job. Hope I can do that again. They're rare and few and far between. So I kind of feel like it's like that way with leadership too. Like I have a great conversation with the coach. I'm like, nice job. Hope I can do that again. Just continue on this path, continue. But the work had to really start in my head and my heart for me to change, accept that I could be a leader, and truly embrace the fact that our team deserved me to be better. My team deserved me to be better. My family deserved me to be better. And so I had to do the work on me to be better. And because I was doing that, my team wanted to be better. So we all kind of came together to be better. That's a little ambiguous, I know. I don't know. It was such a perfect storm of so many things that were going on, and that's why when we hit it on that day, it was because we were meant to hit it on that day. It was the perfect storm of, I was doing this amazing workout that was challenging me in ways I'd never been challenged. I was working with a mentor who was challenging me in ways I'd never been challenged. I was finally listening to the advice I'd heard for 2 years. All this stuff was coming together, and it was like, oh, now I get it. So it's the stuff that you guys are all hearing. And chances are, if you're just plateauing, you're in that same stuck place, it's just because you're not implementing. Because nothing that I did was groundbreaking or earth-shattering or different than anyone else. I just finally did it. I just actually did it. I actually did a program. I actually really worked hard on myself. I actually stepped into being a leader and embraced that my team deserved me to be better, and embraced the fact that my team deserved to be a superstar diamond team. They deserved it. And that was only going to come if I got better. So I didn't do anything earth-shattering. It just all kind of came together at the right spot. And it's all the stuff that you hear too. You just have to do it, because I'm telling you, 10 out of 10 times, the only person that's standing in our way is us. And even now, I think I say to myself even now, okay, so what are we doing now? What's our next goal? What's our next goal? And when I can feel myself go, I don't know if we can do that. What do you mean I don't know if I can do? I am the only person in our team's way. I have to get out of the way, and I have to get better, and I have to embrace bigger goals, and that's the only way we will achieve them. And the only person standing in the way of that happening is me. So it will always, always, always come down to us. For good and for bad, it will always come down to us.
Also, I just love number one, simple, because there's so many times where I look back and I'm like, wow, that first year where I was really killing it. What was it? Oh, I was keeping everything really simple. And then you hear all these things that everybody else is doing, and you start to be like, oh, maybe I should be creating this training, or maybe I should be doing this. And really just keeping, who was master at keeping things simple is Chris Reed. Seriously, I mean, the master, he doesn't even know how to use a computer. He just. Right. And he's like, see, if I can do it, anyone can do it. And that just makes it easy.
It's true. Right. And I think, sometimes you get the people that they just want to see themselves on video. They just want to stand on stage. They just want to put out a video so they can say they put out a video. They want to do this because it looks good on Facebook. What looks good on Facebook is a team that's accomplishing really amazing goals and making their dreams come true. That's what looks really good on Facebook. So stop worrying about what other people are doing on Facebook, and just worry about what you are doing with your team. Run your own race. Telling you from experience that when I put my blinders on and I don't pay attention to what anyone else is doing, it's amazing what my team can accomplish. Yeah. But when I'm looking around at what other people are doing, that's energy spent in places it does not need to be spent. Energy needs to be spent with your team. And if you're looking around comparing, you're wasting your energy.
Okay, amazingness. All right, I love it. We'll do one more question, then we'll let you go, Julie. Is that okay?
Okay. Yep,
Right.
sure.
So Sylvia wrote, Julie, have you ever felt you were alone, that you were hosting a party with no attendees or simply talking to yourself? I'm referring to those who follow you silently. Follow is in quotations. And then she's like, I'm referring to challenge groups or even your own page. I don't know if I totally understand the question, but
is she talking more social media?
Great.
And
Maybe.
like you're not getting likes or engagements or shares or things like that on social media?
Putting stuff out probably.
Sylvia, is that what you're referring to? Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so this is why I have a success partner in Danielle, because she's really good at social media. So I bounce a lot of stuff off her regarding social media, but I do know this with regard to the culture of social media. You have to offer value and content. There needs to be a reason to follow you. And that has to go beyond, I'm just doing my workout today. So if you're just posting about, here I am doing my hammer and chisel, day 5, that's your post. I guarantee you that's not a post that's offering value. So think about all your social media in terms of offering value and asking for engagement. So if you are offering value in terms of a hammer and chisel post, are you talking about weights that you're using and how it makes you feel? Are you talking about how resistance training is good for women? Are you talking about how you can modify? Are you talking about how anyone can do this what piece of value are you offering with that workout post? And or are you asking for engagement? So are you asking your followers a question? They want to be involved with you. So here's my workout post. I love this program. It's, so let's say I put my hammer and chisel post up or whatever. And I'm like, this program makes me feel so strong, makes me feel so empowered. I'm loving it more than I thought I would. What's your workout today? So I'm asking for engagement. So you're doing a couple things. You're offering value. You're also asking for engagement on social media. Mm-hmm. No one cares if you have a headache. Don't ever post that. I mean, can we just throw that out there? I hope I don't offend some of you, but no one cares about your cat or your dog, no matter how cute they are. And let me tell you, my dog is really, really, really cute.
I will say, Danielle Natoni follows me specifically because of George, my blood.
Because your dog. I know. You will. Most people don't. There's just not a picture of a cat that is
true, though,
or a dog or whatever. Where's the value in the content in that? So, if that's part of your brand, how are you incorporating in it? How are you incorporating that to add value or ask for engagement? Mm-hmm. If you do see a picture of my really cute puppy, it's probably downstairs when I'm working out, because the 3 pieces of my brand, always my family, fitness, and Disney. Those are the 3 pieces of my brand. So I like clothes and fashion, but I really don't post a lot about clothes and fashion. That's not really my brand. I rarely, I don't even know the last time I did, post recipes. It's just not part of my brand. It's not who I am. My brand is my family, fitness, and Disney. So all the stuff on my social media will revolve around those 3 pieces. It keeps it really easy for me to come up with social media because that's my brand. And you will never see me post that I have a headache, ever, because no one cares. And that should not be your brand. Our purpose now with this business is we get to be a bright light for other people. There's a lot of negativity out there. We get the amazing opportunity to be a bright light and source of positivity for other people. That is amazing power. Use it wisely. It's a lightsaber in the midst of a lot of negativity. No one cares if you have a headache. But by golly, if you have a struggle or a challenge, they want to know how you overcame it. And that's okay too. But to post that you have a headache or the traffic is bad or you had an argument with your spouse, whatever, no. But if you want to share your struggle and how you overcame it, that's beautiful. That's vulnerable. That's going to inspire people. So you use your lightsaber wisely.
I love that. Thank you. Yes. And so many people will you won't even know until you start a conversation with them, and then you're having a conversation with them and then they tell you, like, you're so inspiring and everything you post is so positive. Like, how are you so positive all the time? And you're like, well, I'm not all the time. I mean, I'm not perfect, but like, your perception is your reality. You just have
For sure.
You change your mindset. You change your thoughts about something, and it changes your entire world. So
for sure, it's true. The perception is reality, and correct. It's not puppies and rainbows all day long over here in the Voris house. But by golly, this business and our life is so freaking awesome because of it. Why would I not just choose to focus on that?
Exactly.
There's just not a whole lot of negativity that I need to give attention to or energy to, because what this business is doing in our life is so amazing. What this team is doing, what my challengers are doing, what's happening, what we can do every day is so amazing that why don't I just focus on that?
Yeah. And with that said, I think that, like, she just nailed it right there. Like, what you focus on grows. And that is why Julie is so successful, is because she's focusing on that positive, that passion, and that amazingness around her, and it creates more of it. So thank you so much for taking the time tonight. I know everybody loved, like, they're all like, you're freaking awesome, amazing call, thank you.
Send that message to my children, just as a reminder, because it's just good for them to hear.
We all think she's freaking awesome.
I'm a big dork, so in my house. So.
I think all moms are, right?
For sure. If I'm not, I'm not doing my job.
Exactly. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you for tonight. I really appreciate it. And I'm just going to post a little something about what I've learned from Julie's call on my personal page, and you guys can all jump on there and just give her a little comment or something you've learned too. And that way we can just kind of share that love and that passion around and give a little love back to Julie for sharing with us.
Love it. Awesome. Well, you guys have a great rest of your week. It is like 5 degrees here in Indiana, so I hope wherever you are, it is warmer.
It's about that.
Go out and make it an awesome, awesome week and an awesome year.
You too. Bye.
Thanks, Julie.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Ooh, I can end recording.